Boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
Boom shakalaka. There it is, folks.
Jam.
Welcome back. Welcome back, folks. And of course, with me tonight, the man who needs no introduction, the man with the crypto plan,
I don't do it.
Bronze. Bronze, how you doing tonight there, brother?
Good, good. Just trying to stay cool. Trying to stay out of the heat. The Texas heat is no joke.
Man, I
It's
don't
gonna get
think
only hotter.
there's any escaping that down here, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So I'll do your very best, sir. Do your very best. But man, I tell you, if we have a good one for you folks tonight, and it's another great show. We're going to be going over the Bitcoin chart like we normally do. We're going to give you a little bit of an update on the Binance and all the well, I'll say the good, the bad, but it's mostly the ugly that's going on in that space. And of course, we're going to be going into our music reactions for each other. Now, this is going to be more of a surprise for each of us because we don't know what we're going to be offering up to each other. So these are going to be pure initial reactions, just like we do things here at live and unscripted. So,
Yeah. I'm looking
Bronze,
forward
I
to
don't know
that.
about you, but I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, me too. Yep.
Um, so, how are you feeling about Bitcoin this week? How are you feeling about crypto in general?
It's there's no really any big news this week, but I just saw that Fidelity has filed for a spot ETF for Bitcoin.
Yes,
And I
sir.
know a couple of weeks ago we talked about like BlackRock and a couple of other ones. So there's a trend, right? So there's a trend going. All these institutions filing some these ETFs on Bitcoin. What's going on? There's something that's happening, and it's gonna be huge for next year. Next year is gonna be it's gonna be jam packed action. I feel.
Absolutely. No, and you're right. I mean, the I feel like what we're going to be looking at moving forward is those ETFs kind of creeping up and starting to be that next leg up in the space. And then beyond that, my personal opinion is we start to see more countries get on board with Bitcoin, as well as perhaps even some centralized digital currencies. So, just my thoughts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
two
Big
cents.
news coming. Big news coming.
Big news coming. Yeah, definitely.
So, why don't we go ahead and, let's get right into it. Let's dip our toes back into the Bitcoin chart. Let me go ahead and pull that up here, folks. We, um, we saw this is now we're taking a look at the daily charts for Bitcoin, and what we drew over the past few past month or so, month plus, was that downward channel, which we saw there was that breakout. Now, what we did last week was started to draw some resistant lines. This is upper resistance and lower resistance. Now, to be fair, this for us at the moment right here is our upper resistance, which we tried to break into, but then fell back down. The thought here is if we can get above this trend line of and into the channel just above 29.6, we should be able to maintain that if we can close a 4 hour candle. Now, this is again our daily candles, but let's just pull up a 4 hour, see what that looks like. And if we can get into that channel, we'll be in good shape. So, trend line that we had drawn for that resistance was right around here, right around the 29.6. Now it doesn't show up here, but let me just draw this out. We're talking a trend line here and then an upper trend line right around here. But you can actually see where the wicks are touching that line and having difficulty breaking through. So, but you take a look at these Bollinger Bands, we are coming to a decision point that's going to be made. The tighter these bands come, this upper band and this lower band come, you then start to see a breakout. Here's an example of that. They were wide or close up. and you saw the break to the up. Now, none of what we say here tonight or ever is ever financial advice. But what do you think? Are we going to be breaking up? We're going to be breaking down. Is this thing going to continue sideways, Bronze?
As of now, uh, at this moment, I feel like it's going to be a uptrend. It's going to continue. It's just like what I was saying is, you all these um, institutions, these big institutions, these traditional institutions, are going in on Bitcoin, and then you're seeing. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about Binance, but Binance is a little bit in some rough patches, I would say. So, and then this year we should see the case finally ending with Ripple versus SEC. We're starting to see things kind of play out, kind of like from a bird's eye view, and it seems like Bitcoin is going to always set the tone for the rest of these altcoins. And I mean, in the future, with the clarity where we're gonna see 90% of these altcoins kind of go away once we have like much more clarity. But yeah, I see Bitcoin continuing to trend up. I don't see it ever going below like 16K at this point. I could be wrong. Things can happen, but as far as what's going on right now, I feel on the up and up. I mean, we're right now we're in 30K. We're steady, and I think we're just gonna steadily climb up that Mount Everest Bitcoin.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you. I think that unless we have some kind of global event, and I'll say global because if you guys recall, right around when COVID kicked off and the traditional market started to crash, Bitcoin was no different and it followed suit. However, the recovery was mighty and it was swift. So, as far as potential downtrends, I think that we have two levels that we could potentially hit as support when you take a look at again, I switched it to daily. I would say the first level that we would really have a difficult time trying to break through would be the 18 or 1900 mark. Let's call it 1900. And then the big resistance on this one would be right where you were talking about, which is the 1500. Um, so I feel like there's some significant support levels we could dip if something major were to happen. We start to break to below 15, it's anyone's guess how far it's going to go. But I would say if it does break below 1500, that's when you really want to pay close attention to the market. Make sure that you have some liquid on the side, whether that's USDT or USDC on the side, so that you can get in at some lower levels. So, again, not financial advice, just something you should, I think, be mindful of. I know I will be. So,
Yes. Yeah. Speaking of the USDT, I've been dabbling into Tron, stable coin, just because of the simple fact it's cheaper, right? Cheaper than ETH gas, and yeah, I'm just wanted to just throw it out there. That's kind of
yeah.
like my favorite stable coin. Stable
As an
coin.
alternative, yeah, right. No, I mean, because when you think about being able to get some solid trades in at a decent rate, the only other option out there really is Binance, right? The Ethereum fork. And let's just call it what it is. It's an Ethereum fork that the Chinese tried to get a little bit more efficient, and it was, and it is. The question now is, will it survive? When you have some major countries out there kind of reeling back and taking a real hard look at what Communist Party's involvement is with Binance and the exchange. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's you're starting to see like I just recently saw the news with the German regulator reportedly rejected uh, the the custody Binance's crypto custody license uh, in Canada. Now it's supposedly banned Binance. So yeah, that's that trend. You know I didn't like Binance before, or like BNB, but yeah, there was a lot of like DeFi stuff going that a lot of these degens or people would use BNB and use Binance. But yeah, I know earlier this year we would say like if Binance goes down, I mean, crypto is gonna go down because it's just so big. But I don't know. If it goes down, maybe it's not gonna be the end for all of us, right? So I hope not. But yeah, this is I know you was kind of saying this kind of you've been saying like this is kind of like heading in the wrong direction, and it looks like we're starting to see that fruition.
Yeah. Well, even a clock is right twice a day, even a broken one. So I think that um, I feel like the problem here, we talked about this offline many a times, is that you have a government run company, and let's call it what it is. Anything that is a government that it is owned or ran in China is basically government regulated, heavily regulated by the Communist Party. That, in part, scares a lot of the other countries. Of course, the U.S., right? Seeing what's behind that bamboo curtain can be difficult from time to time. But I think that, in part, there's that, but they're their own asset class on their own exchange. So if they wanted to truly pump their own token, they could very easily do so under the control of the Communist Party. So this is in part, I think, why we need something that is as decentralized as possible. And of course, everything goes back to ETH in as far as blockchain. And let's be real, because this Binance is a or the is really an Ethereum fork. There's nothing original there, except for the fact that they had built in or baked in more control over the overall blockchain itself that they have kind of copied and recreated. So,
Yeah.
no surprise.
So yeah, this article that you got posted, Euro banking partners to halt support. Yeah,
All
crypto exchanges
supports,
report.
right?
All
So
support.
then, what we're talking about here is that you're looking at more countries taking a closer look, or at least publicly speaking out loud, based of all of their own research. And UK is looking to get out, Netherlands and Cyprus. So Cyprus being relatively small as far as the other countries are concerned, but still you have an entire country looking to jump ship potentially. These are big red flags. So something to be mindful of, especially if you have your tokens in Binance and or if you're invested in BNB. But again, not financial advice, but please make sure you're paying close attention to this moving forward. This could be
Okay.
something that could send our market on the crypto side down, 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 and also do some damage to your own portfolio.
Right. I mean, with that being said, it just makes me wonder. Like, okay, like with that scenario, say Binance does goes down, or at this point it'll be limited to only China or these few other countries. Like, what would major exchange would kind of take over? I, I mean, uh, I
It
mean,
would
you
be
have Coinbase still like kind of having some issues with with the SEC, and there's talks that they might move out if that's the case. If
well, it's the old generation, isn't it? The old generation. of, well, I don't know, degens and new generation of bankers coming in. So my guess is Binance is out, Goldman Sachs is in, Bank of America is in. You have the
Okay.
the play against Degen. Degen is out. They should have never existed in their eyes. Let's go ahead and take it over. We're going to go ahead and make sure it's regulated properly. We're going to go ahead and make sure that it's insured. We're going to make sure that we protect you and your investments. And we're going to tax the heck out of you while we do it.
Wow.
And the governments of the world will rejoice. And there we are. They have the centralized exchanges coming back to the banks, the big banks. Next step is digital currency.
There you go. I do see that scenario that could be, very well be the potential how it plays out because yeah, you like why would the bankers they don't want to let go of that power, right? Because I mean some of these banks are more powerful than these other governments in some of these countries. So yeah, it's been this has been going on, from for a long time, and there was a lot of people, a lot of investors that thought XRP would be the main currency, between these banks, the transaction just because of the speed and the cost of per transaction. So I mean, if that's the case, I mean, I hope XRP would be the one, but we'll have to find out. We'll have to wait and see. But
Well,
yeah, the G6 and they got things planned, right? They've been trying to and I know they've been kind of like just been kind of watching how things unfold too. At the same time, kind of like setting things up. Also, it's a game of chess with the banks and government.
sure. And, when you take a look at the crypto space, everything is super fast, right? Gains are super fast, losses are super fast. It goes on 24/7. And when you take a look at how banks that have been around for 100 plus years, they're not looking at hours or minutes or days or months. They're looking at years. And when you take a look at governments, they're not necessarily even looking at years, they're looking at decades. A lot of these plays take time, and sometimes the long game is really the best game that you can play when you have the amount of money that you can to actually play this type of game. So I don't know. I feel like they've been in this since day one, and they've been controlling it since day one, and we're just starting to see this all play out. And that's kind of my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, that's boom right there.
Boom.
It just yeah, it's interesting. It just I don't want to do like the tinfoil hat thing, but it's yeah. I just I'm kind of impatient. Like I just want things to kind of like unfold already. But I mean, I guess that's not how the game is. Like you said, it is the long game, and we just gotta let it unravel itself. But yeah, we just gotta keep pay close attention to how it's going down. But Bitcoin, I mean, Bitcoin will be, it's the digital gold, right? I mean, yeah, you've seen all these institutions using it. It's gonna be the currency. There's no way that these governments and other entities are gonna ban Bitcoin. It's it's the digital gold, and yeah. So now financial advice, but pay attention, and yeah, good luck.
I agree. I mean, I feel like you've hit the nail on the head, right? It's never financial advice, but it's really you have to pay attention. Pay close attention to the space and take a look at all angles.
No,
Um, you only have yourself to blame in this space. So,
exactly. I just want to touch it. I mean, we're going to continue touching it, but it's. I'm really looking forward to 2024, especially like towards the end, the second half of 2024. A lot of things are going on. The Bitcoin halving, and it's historically, Bitcoin halving. We entered the bull market, uh, you know, right after that the halving happens, and plus it's going to be the election year in the United States, and of course, they want to have as much positive sentiment as much as they can, so so they can stay in office. So it's going to be very interesting on how the market is going to play out. But if if you've been kind of paying attention, this is this whatever this whole time, it's the accumulation phase. Do your own research.
There it is. Absolutely. I think that you do have to be mindful and you have to do your own research. And we have some very positive things coming up.
Mm-hmm.
But understand, of course, that as those positive things come up, those they are looking at it. Those big players, the whales, the banks are looking at it, and it's just one of those things that you need to be mindful of, and never try to time the market. Make sure you're educated. If you're going to day trade, make sure that you're educated in reading charts as much as possible. And remember, of course, no one has a crystal ball. So that's it.
That's it.
Positive stuff.
Boom.
Boom. There it is. So, all right. Why don't we do this? Why don't we have a little bit of fun here? What are we talking about? We're really talking about kind of really. We saw this. I think we both saw this on YouTube. You
Yeah.
see these on TikTok. It's going for those music reactions. Now, what uh, what Bronze did was he got something for me. I have the link here. I'm gonna go pull it up. I have not looked at this link. This is the first time I'm maybe reacting on a music video here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this while I pull this up?
Well, yeah. We. I thought it would be fun to do like some music reaction. It was just over the weekend, this past weekend. I was just in bed and I was just, I don't know, I just saw people reacting to certain music, and it was kind of cool. Like you can tell some look like it was scripted, but some look genuine. The reaction of like some song that they never heard or never expected, and they look pleased, or it looked pleasant, and they start dancing like, wow, I didn't expect this kind of song, or wow, this is a powerful song, or things like that. So I kind of thought it'd be fun for us to kind of do our own rendition and see how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I'm all for it. I don't know if you guys are aware, but I do have my own radio station as well, a crypto rock radio, and it's mostly, well, it's all modern rock. Within the past 4 or 5 years, we try to get. We really don't go beyond that. We try to keep it as current as possible. So, this is something that I thought was very cool. I love the idea. Want to see how this plays out now. The video that you got me was by Dax, and it's to be a man. So why don't we go ahead and get this going? This will be my initial reaction. Bronze, as we kind of played around with this, if you want to turn your camera off, I'll go ahead and go big screen on the video, and let's just pull this up here now. Dax. Here we go. Let me get this up on the screen. And here we go.
I can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain. what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. Yeah, I know this life can really beat you down. You wanna scream, but you won't make a sound. Got so much weight that you've been holding, but won't show any emotion. As a man that goes unspoken, that we can't cry when life gets hard. Unconditional loves for women, children, and dogs. We know that we just have to play our parts, and don't nobody give a damn about our broken hearts. Yeah, as a man we gotta pave our way. Our only function is to work and slave. There's no respect for you if you ain't paid. You're disregarded as a human and you can't complain. And if you ever make it up and actually reach that place and find a woman that you love and give her your last name, you'll feel the things that you provide is only why she stays. And when you try to explain, you'll say, I can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. Don't give up, keep fighting. As a man, our sun is our horizon, and our father's actions play a role, and we end up like them. So they can't let us see them hurt, cause we'll embody what they do and start a generational curse. No wonder most men are so depressed, all the things that they can't express. They go to war, get thrown on the shelf, then go back to war with their mental health. Then grab that bottle and ask for help, try to pull themselves out of hell, then fall back down and then realize that they're gonna have to do with themselves. It's the circle of life. As a man you provide, they don't know what you're worth till the day that you die, and that's when they start crying. Then move on to a man to confide in. That's why we feel we can't hide ourselves. We don't expect you to understand. We just hope we can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and you don't care about what we know. It's not about how we feel, but what we provide inside that home. Inside that home. It's not about how we feel, but what we provide inside that home. Inside that home.
Man, that is powerful, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know where they found that.
yeah,
I mean, I don't even know I want to say, because I just feel like that totally hits home.
yeah,
I mean, I know that you work hard for your family. I know that I do the same,
yeah,
and there's a lot of us men out there that do. And I don't think that maybe maybe there's a lot of folks that truly understand what we put ourselves through.
yeah. That's one of the
Uh,
realest lyrics I've heard in a long time. It's yeah, the lyrics. A lot of people just take it because I think Dax also raps too, but he has a couple of like these type of music, this like country type, and yeah. So there was a lot of if you YouTube like this song reaction, you're gonna see a lot of people crying, and you see like the women's perspective. I mean, this song has gotten so big that he had, I think last week there was like a remix, and he has like 9 artists on this. It was like 10 over 10 minutes long, long. So, uh, but yeah, I thought that was when I first saw it. Like, wow, this song is very real, and it does hit home.
yeah. I mean, all I could say is thank God for the
Yeah,
sunglasses,
I know.
because
Yeah,
I feel like it's Niagara Falls, but
yeah. There was a lot of people, yeah, that got really emotional about it, and that's was one of the realest things. That's what's beautiful about music when it really resonates and pulls your emotional strings, your heartstrings. That you can tell that that's it's a real good song when it gives you that effect.
yeah,
So
no, absolutely. I mean, honestly, I feel like in part that's what music is about. It's about drawing those emotions out, um, and being able to express how you feel. Because sometimes, it's difficult to find the words, but music finds a way
mm-hmm.
to get that out.
Yeah.
But I'm not familiar with Dax. I'm not familiar with his work, but I can tell you that we're going to definitely be checking him out because you know if he can put something like that together, I'd be interested to see what else he can do.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not. I would not say that I am into rap. It's not my cup of tea. But what I've found over the time is that even when you take a look at all the other genres that are out there and all the other genres that currently classify or categorize themselves as one thing, country, rock, rap, R&B, whatever it is that you're looking at, classical, they're incorporating now so many different other genres.
Yep.
And when you said country, I didn't know what to expect. You told me what the overall category was going to be, but not necessarily what the music was. And but I can tell you that in part, what I've picked out for you also has that mix. It has. I feel like it's modern rock, but it incorporates rap. It incorporates gospel. It incorporates heavy metal, and um, and I think that some of the best works draw that emotion out, but some of the other works, the ones that the one that I'm going to show you, it more or less tells a story, whether it's a story of heroicism or whether it's good versus evil or pains that you're going through or some kind of journey or epic journey, and I can tell you that I really don't know what this one's all about. So maybe you could tell me. And
Okay.
I think that what this one's kind of interesting, and it's more interesting to me because of what they're doing is they're taking different genres, they're putting it into a storyline, but they're also calling these TikTok songs.
Oh, okay.
And what you'll see throughout this is what more modern artists are doing so that they can insert themselves into TikTok, which allows them a very limited amount of time, but also a limited amount of attention span, right? It's so that the users can just kind of keep going without being too, I don't know, fixated or kind of invest a lot of their time on one particular thing, right? And as this starts to go along, I want you to keep in mind that while this is telling a storyline, and I feel like the older generations are okay with that, spending 4 minutes, God forbid, on some kind of song overall or storyline or message. Younger generations are getting this particular video broken up into different segments,
Yeah.
and it draws them in a different way. So
Yeah.
I will warn you that this is not meant for kids. This is if you have kids in the room, get them out because they are going to swear, and there's going to be a little bit of violence. So we just want to get that out of the way. Let me go ahead and get you this link.
Oh
And
man.
oh no, what you get yourself into? Sir?
I know exactly. And
Um,
this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna maybe pause it every once in a while and kind of like I want to try. I want to try react that way.
Okay.
That'd be the approach.
All right.
Kind of break it
I
down.
had difficulty with Dax because I felt like his message was so powerful.
Yeah,
It's like I'm
kept
going
on
to
going.
pause, but then when I do that, it's that emotional break, that emotional connection that I was getting with that music, right?
Right.
And I'll keep it in mind next time we do that. But
Sure.
try not to make me cry on camera again. I swear.
Yeah. Because-
That's on you, brother. All right. All right. So
oh, it'd be fun.
here is the YouTube
All
video,
right.
and
Okay.
maybe you guys know this, maybe you don't. So I'm going to go ahead and get off camera, and I'll leave this all to you, Bronze.
Okay. Well, let's see. Okay. I got that. Chrome tab. Here we go. Let me. Can you hear it? All right. Let's see. Get the airplane.
Yeah, I got voices in my head again. Tread carefully, and I don't medicate it, helps me temporarily. I got problems, I got issues, yeah, apparently. Trauma that I'm burying, I think I need some therapy. I battled depression, I'm back with a message. I'm asking the question that if you hate me, why you acting obsessive? I'm past the point of no return by being passive aggressive. I'll brandish a weapon, teach all you motherfuckers a lesson. Yeah, I actually battle my demons and shadows, and women the deep and the creep in the shallows and lost. Gotta admit that I'm living the life that I've always wanted, but it comes at a cost. So taking a charge for fixing to rip me apart. I'm swimming with sharks. I'm lifting the bar. I'm lifting the end of the stars.
Wow. Okay. Just real quick. First reaction, initial reaction. Yeah, I don't know who this artist is. Falling in reverse. Watch the world burn. Video looks really top notch, and wow, like how he starts off kind of slow, and then now he starts like really starting to rap fast, and he has a lot what they say bars in the rap, and yeah, it's I want to see what yeah that's my initial reaction on that.
Just
Like
wait.
I know because he's already going at the gate as
Like I showed up
crazy.
adrenaline mixed with some adrenaline. Started a battle, but bitch, I'm a finish it. Think you can stop me, not even a little bit. Nowadays, everybody's so sensitive. Picking my words when you pick it apart. Tripping on nothing, just get in the car. Gripping and ripping and sticking the mark. I'm tipping the charts. I got enemies trying to get rid of me. Evil tendencies are fucking with me mentally. I got people that don't like me in the industry. I can feel your energy. You were not a friend of me. Cause I have been to places that you never wanna go. Yeah, I got dirt on people, but they act like I don't know. Yeah, I can do some damage, but I'll never rock the boat. All it takes is one post, watch them fall like dominoes. You'll never get rid of me, too many enemies whipping my imagery. You know my history, in it a mystery. Put every enemy out of the misery. Somebody send me some positive energy. About to go dark, I'm about to go dizzy. Into the darkness, into infinity. Shut you motherfuckers up. Listening? Stacking every little pretty penny.
Okay, wow, he's spitting like different styles of rap. He's doing a lot of change up, and yeah, this is like me against the world type. Yeah, I don't. I feel out of touch because I listen to a lot of rap. I mean, I know I don't listen to all like every. I can hear every song in the world, but yeah, like who is this guy?
This isn't rap. Hold on.
This is not rap. Okay, but
This is the category is rock.
okay,
So,
rock.
are you
Wow,
ready?
rock, and then you hear the
Are you ready?
gospels.
Are you ready? Boom. Wait.
Boom. Okay.
Then I'm getting it, I'm never giving in to anybody. Always winning, never kidding when I die. I'm taking everybody with me. You're never gonna get me, cause you never see it simple. Yeah, my motherfucking God, you're like gone. I'm a time bomb, and the vibe's wrong, it's my God. I'm killing syllables of the letter of fillable. I'm a lyrical, typical super villain. I'm venomous, and I'm never gonna stop until they put me on top of the list. I can't control the monster any longer that's inside. The pain and sorrow left us solo. Now tomorrow's hard to swallow. Death is calling, so I'm crawling. Tightrope walking, now I'm falling down. Like missiles falling from the sky. Come and save us. Pain and sorrow left us solo. Here today, but gone tomorrow. Pain and sorrow.
What's going on? This is crazy. Wow, this is my first reaction ever. Thank you, Ticks
Oh
and
yes,
Whale. I'm
yes, you
bugging
got
out.
this. It's all right. It's all you, brother.
Yeah, it's I'm you know I know when people are when experiencing something new, they try to psychologically they try to gravitate where they can relate something similar. There's everyone is naturally trying to compare to something, and I caught myself doing that. I was thinking like, okay, well, we seen rock rap before, like Linkin Park, and um, I can't even think right now. But yeah, this guy is really intense, man. He can rap, and he's basically, I mean, this is his, I don't know if his final form, and yeah, that video is kind of scary. But then you have these like choir type, music in the background, and yeah, this is getting sacrilegious. Oh my god, dude! Wow, man, this is like an anti-hero. This message is like, wake the f up, uh, break the chains. Wow. Oh, yeah. It says break the effing chains. This is intense, man. Wow. This is man. We were on both sides of the spectrum today. Oh my
Boom.
god.
Yeah. No, I know. And
Wow.
listen, I got to be honest. So, like, this is not something that I would ever have on my radio station. My radio station is it's deemed modern rock. Um, it's almost quasi pop rock. It's something that you could listen to at a party and no one's going to blink an eye to. I think for the most part, I put this on at a party and people are like, "What's that?" It's not. It's, I feel way outside of the norm of things. But if you took a look and you just rewind it back in your head, they broke it down into different chapters: plane, landing. He's then preaching. So I want to be careful with this. When I say preaching, he's more the politician. Then he becomes the preacher. Then he becomes the destroyer. And this is what I mean by TikTok video because they break it down into these different categories.
Right.
And now you have different genres that your music video can pop in on depending on who you are.
Wow.
So, depending on who you are, then gets displayed, and then you get selected. It draws you in, and now you're maybe watching the entire video
Yeah.
and maybe you're over here and you want to watch the world burn, but now you're going to just watch the entire video because you got to see
Yeah.
how it all
Yeah.
plays out. And
Yeah.
again, it's these TikTok videos, which I think is going to be more prevalent moving forward.
I hear you. When you're talking about TikTok music, I was thinking sometimes people like they get on a trend, and it'd be like a old song, and some of these artists will get revitalized because it's trending. But yeah, that was man. I gotta look back at our video, and I gotta watch my own reaction because I saw myself like my mouth open.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was awesome. That was man. That was that production.
Yeah. So
That
I
guy
mean,
nailed it.
definitely want to check these folks out. Definitely check out Dax. Definitely check out, you know, World is Burning. I tell you that watch the world burn. Now these folks, they're all about shock I think when you take a look at the other videos as well, it's just more of the same. But it's not to say that they don't have particular messages, but they do a good job of making sure that folks are paying attention. That's falling in reverse, and that video was "Watch the World Burn." So
Man,
yeah,
that was cool. I mean, I had fun.
yeah.
Hopefully, we can do it again.
Well, you know what? I do want to do this again. I feel like because like I don't know. I mean, give me something that doesn't like pull my heartstrings out because I just want to just. I could barely talk. There's a knot in my throat because I feel like I want to cry. Um,
Oh man.
but I'll do
Okay.
better at controlling my emotions next time, and you know, uh,
Yeah.
I know I could do a better job. So I appreciate you, Bronze. I appreciate. I like this. I like this. So
Yeah.
let's do this again. What any last words for these fine folks out there?
You just do your research. Big things are happening in the crypto space, good or bad. But I mean, just pay attention, and you decide. It's up to you to decide if you want to jump in or not. But either way, that to me, in my opinion, that is the future.
Yeah, absolutely. You heard it here. Do your own research. Got to make sure you're doing that, folks. Always, always, always in this space. Do your own research in everything you do, right? Never want to look before you leap, so to speak. So, guys, we appreciate you whether you're watching us live or whether you're going back in the replays. Guys, we'll be right back. We'll see you next week. Peace. Have a great night.
Peace.